Hello, everybody. Welcome to my organic food forest. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how frost damage can appear to be not severe a few days after a frost, but several weeks later, it can be more damage than you thought. And I'm also going to share with you my thoughts on holding on to stressed plants or damaged plants. And again, another pearl from Cheryl. Okay, let's get started. Good morning, gardeners. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A nice, sunshiny day in Mesquite, Texas, Garden Zone 8A. And I just wanted to share a few things with you. Now, I told you guys how well my greens did during one day, a low temperature in October. We had 32 degrees, and two early mornings we had 24 degrees. So that was a hard freeze. And I showed you guys everything that was right with my garden. But now I'm going to show you some long-term damage of a freeze. And this is what happens when you can't get your plants to a mature size before the freeze come. So these were the last collards that I planted. I'm gonna zoom in closer, and I want you to look at the center of them. And I remember showing them to you. I'll try to pop a picture in here. I showed them to you the second day after the 24-degree freeze. And they were looking a little wilted, but now you can see there's long-term damage. Now I could cut the bad leaves off and they will survive. And I'm not sure if that's what I want to do because I need another compost area. And since this is a nice bed that I've been thinking about putting two of my container-grown peach trees in, I may just turn this all over and use it for compost. But I wanted to share that with you. My collars that didn't have a substantial size on them before the first freeze did terrible. Now, if I didn't have a whole lot of greens, guys, I would not turn this over. But I have a lot, okay? Now, I'm going to walk over to another bed and discuss something. Another bed that I had very small beets in. And those are the red ones. Let me go closer. They're really damaged. And then the golden ones over here. And right around in here, this is all where I had marigolds and zinnias. So I started pulling them up because we had a nice day yesterday. And I'm going to turn this bed over. And I'm thinking about putting two container trees here as well. Now, the green globe artichoke took a hit, but it's a perennial. And I may either transplant it in a pot, bring it into the greenhouse, or I may transplant it and put it back against my fence where I have some more, another artichoke growing, and just dig it out really, really deep. I'll make up my mind later. But anyway, I'm definitely going to turn this bed over. I'm not going to try to continue to grow damaged. Let me get closer. I'm not going to try to salvage that or the ones over there. And there's a reason for it. Because I believe once they get damaged and they're in a lot of stress, you're not going to have a good harvest anyway. So let me show you what really worked out. That I harvested all of those greens and pressure canned them and was able to obtain 13 quarts. That's a lot of greens. So, since I still have all of these, doesn't make any sense, in my opinion, to hold on to something that's struggling. Now, you can see the golden globe beets are doing good in here. Again, because I worked very hard shading them in 100-degree temperatures at the end of the summer, early fall. And then right here you see let me move down so you can see how tall that is. Those are the Detroit red beets. So they're doing good. Everything is doing good. Now, I took the insect netting off prior to harvesting my greens. And because I knew that a lot of insects were killed during the freeze. So I don't see too much stuff flying around here now. So it's safe to let them go ahead and enjoy as much sunshine and rainwater that they can. And if I turn those other two beds over, and let me walk over here so you can see, get a good look at these greens over here. They're gorgeous. Now that looks lighter than what it is. The sun is coming through. I'm really pleased with the red Russian and the dwarf curly kale. I can eat these in a salad. I cut them up fine enough. I don't have to saute them. And so they're doing good. So those are some more collards over there. I have some in the greenhouse that are growing too big, and I'm thinking about harvesting them all, composting the roots, and just stick with the ones out here and some over here, simply for the reason I'm keeping that greenhouse much warmer with two small space heaters as opposed to one like I normally do, because I have more tropical trees in there that I'm not going to bring in the house. So I'm trying to work smarter and not harder and stop straining myself picking up heavy containers. Okay, trying to get out of the way of my shadow. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I wanted you to compare and contrast the mature size beets when we got a freeze, as opposed to the ones that were sowed by hand sowed, as opposed to the ones that were grown in 6-pack sales. Now, let's get in closer. There's some damage. I'm not trying to make you feel that I'm a perfect gardener, because I'm not. But I have learned a lot through trial and error. And when something works for me, just because it doesn't work for somebody else, I keep doing it. I don't fix it if it's not broke. Because for years, I would run out here and cover these hoop houses with 6 milliliter greenhouse plastic. I still have a lot of it. And I'll try to insert a picture to let you see what that looked like. That was a lot of hard work. So I don't do that anymore. I've learned to get them started early, and then they can handle a freeze. Okay guys, now it's time for a pearl from Cheryl. When I had my smaller greenhouse, I used to have 7 garden beds outside that I would cover with hoop houses made from PVC, covered with 6 milliliter greenhouse plastic. And that would keep the temperature 10 to 15 degrees warmer inside the hoop houses than the outside. And when we had really cold temperatures, I would string old-fashioned Christmas tree lights, not LEDs or the mini Christmas tree lights. They won't generate enough heat. But the old-fashioned C9 or C7 Christmas tree lights will throw off a lot of heat. So depending on if I put the lights inside of the hoop houses or if I just kept the hoop houses covered with greenhouse plastic, I could raise the temperature between 10 to 20 degrees warmer inside the hoop houses as opposed to the temperature outside the hoop houses. So those of you that don't have a greenhouse and you want to grow in the winter time, you can do it. Make some hoop houses with PVC and cover them with 6 mil greenhouse plastic. These are all cold tolerant vegetables. And now I've made one more decision. I'm only going to plant kale and collards in this bed next year. And over here, I'm going to plant mustard spinach, turnips, and beets. And these are going to be the only 2 beds that I'm going to maintain during the winter, and everything else will be in the greenhouse. Okay. All right. This concludes this short video. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to watch it. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.
The end.